I would like to begin by wishing my mother and every mother here today a very happy Mother's Day. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, SIS faculty, families, friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2015. The vast majority of you have no idea who I am. You've never seen me on campus, and you've never had a class with me. And for those of you who may be wondering that you thought you saw me at a sorority party while you were mildly inebriated, you didn't. In fact, prior to this weekend, I have never set foot on the AU campus. Logically, many of you could be wondering why I'm speaking to you today, but please let me explain. Over the past 2 years, I've been enrolled in the Masters in International Relations online program. And for those among you who are skeptical of online education, let me assure you, we have shared many of the same experiences. For example, I have witnessed Dr. Weiner's love of all things nuclear. I have ridden the emotional seesaw between hope and despair for the environment in Dr. Nicholson's class. And I have waded through mind-blowing charts and graphs in Dr. Sylvia's economics lectures. All of this without meeting one professor or one student in person. But let me also assure you that my online experiences were undoubtedly unique. During my 2 years in this program, I have sat through lecture in 15 countries. I have read textbooks and written essays on trains, planes, and automobiles. I have even submitted an assignment from a ferry boat crossing the English Channel. I've attended class at 1 in the morning, on Friday nights and Saturday nights, and all of them were in my pajamas. Why this chaotic schedule, you ask? No, I'm not an aspiring nomad who frequents shady European hostels. I am actually, as the dean said, a serving lieutenant in the United States Navy. Conducting my studies online has allowed me to continue serving my country overseas while attaining a graduate education from one of the top international relations programs in the world. Not having to sit in a lecture hall has provided me the opportunity to immediately apply what I was learning at SIS to my job in Belgium at the NATO military headquarters, where I work in crisis management and intelligence. My time at NATO has occurred during a phase of organizational renewal. Similarly, my time at AU has corresponded with a new chapter of SIS online learning. I find it no coincidence that the place where I work and the school where I study have followed similar paths of adaptation to the times in which we live. Our conference center at NATO has a plaque that reads, "I believe that if we think clearly enough, plan carefully enough, and work tirelessly enough, we can both save freedom and secure peace." These words, spoken by the first Supreme Allied Commander Europe, Dwight D. Eisenhower, echo his later call as President of the United States in 1957 to train students of international affairs to wage peace. And for those of you who might not grasp the connection here, this presidential order resulted in the founding of American University's School of International Service. My experiences at SIS and my time at NATO have given me greater insight into the challenges we face on the road to peace. Some of you may have heard the expression that if all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail. In other words, a large set of problems can be solved only with a military solution. The crisis in the eastern Ukraine is a perfect example of why this is not always the case. Although bullets are flying, the larger fight is happening in the halls of the EU, the chambers of the UN, and in the media. A localized conflict now carries international implications, and the real war is not between large conventional forces. My time at SIS has impressed upon me that today's global threats are not always nails that can be combated with military force alone. We need more than hammers in our toolkit. As you leave here today and travel down the path of your choosing, even if that means temporarily moving back in with your parents, remember that your journey is a unique one, and it's one worth sharing. Taking your knowledge on the road and applying it will not only be an eye-opening experience, it will be a lesson in itself. As an SIS graduate, you not only have the tools you need to succeed, but the ones the world desperately needs to solve emergent challenges. I encourage you to think clearly, plan carefully, work tirelessly, and to use every tool at your disposal to wage peace. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2020.